Crows are one of the smartest birds on Earth. Here are 5 reasons why. Number 5. Tool use and making. Crows use and make tools. In New Caledonia, a group of crows use sticks to probe for insects in tree buttresses. The crows have to fashion these sticks to be just the right length to reach the insects, and if the buttress is too big or too small, they'll actually cut it down and find another one. That's right, they cut trees with their beaks. If a stick breaks while they're using it, they will keep the half that's still good, and if they need a longer stick, they'll take 2 sticks and glue them together with a bit of tree sap. But this isn't just something they do in the wild. A study found that crows can use a hammer and anvil to crack open nuts. They can fish with a hook. They can use a crow skull to crack open oysters and abalone. And they've even been observed using a spoon to get at some tasty grub. They learn how to use these tools by watching other crows and by trial and error. And they can even pass these techniques down to the next generation. Some young crows raised in captivity have displayed an aptitude for using a rake to collect marbles. When the young crows watched other crows use the rake, they figured out what it was for and how to use it much faster than crows that didn't watch the other crows. Number 4. They have excellent memories. Not only do crows have great memories, but they also have great imaginations. In one experiment, a crow was shown a novel contraption consisting of a plank of wood balanced on top of a post. The researchers were sure that the crow would figure out how to get the plank moving and so obtain the food reward on the other side until they actually tried it out. Yet the crow imagined what it would be like to roll the plank and then went for it. Another experiment showed that crows can remember the location of hundreds of items over large areas for months at a time. Researchers at the University of Cambridge set up 160 feeding stations in 30 different locations across the city of Oxford, England. The feeding stations were numbered and the crows were trained to visit them every day to receive a tasty meal. All 160 stations were active for the first week, but after that, the researchers deactivated 80 of them. After a month, there were only 20 active stations. Yet the crows continued to visit all 160 stations, showing that they remembered where all the food sources were located. Number 3. Problem-solving ability. Crows are great problem solvers. When faced with an unfamiliar task, they don't panic. Instead, they use their intelligence to figure out how to succeed. For example, when presented with a novel task like pulling a ring to get a reward, crows will take the time to inspect the apparatus and then figure out how to solve the problem. In one experiment, crows were presented with a box that had some tasty treats inside. The catch was that the box had a false bottom, and sliding the false bottom aside revealed a hole that the food could fall through. At first the crows were confused, but after spending some time inspecting the box, they figured out that they needed to push the food towards the back of the box to slide the false bottom and get the food out. 2. They can recognize themselves in the mirror. Crows are one of the few animals that can recognize themselves in the mirror. This requires a high level of self-awareness and cognition. In one experiment, 30 captive-bred crows were tested for self-recognition. Each crow was marked with a small colored dot on its forehead. Then each crow was placed in front of a mirror, and a camera recorded its behavior. 9 of the 30 crows investigated their own reflection and touched their forehead with their beak. Only 3 of the 9 crows that touched their forehead did so randomly. The other 6 crows that touched their forehead had investigated their reflection and determined that the dot was on their own head. Number 1. Sophisticated vocalizations. Crows have sophisticated vocalizations that are comparable to those of some primates. They have a wide range of calls that they use to communicate with each other. For example, crows have different calls for different types of predators. This allows them to warn each other of the specific dangers that are approaching so that everyone can react accordingly. And it's not just their alarm calls that are sophisticated. Crows also have a complex system of calls that they use to communicate with each other while they're foraging. These calls allow the crows to tell each other how far away from the nest they are, how much food they have, and even the quality of the food that they have found. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more nature videos.